the roof, he let the beats build, bitch. And we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it G. Always be the same me. While I'm silent, boy, they can't change me. No.
What's going on? What's going on, man? We live from the boxing section, man. Fresh from the card. You know what I'm saying? This is another Card Chronicles, man. But this time I got a very special guest. Heavyweight contender, comedian, personal trainer. You know what I'm saying? One of the smoothest cats in the boxing game. If you can't get past his jab, it's gonna be a long night. You know what I'm saying? He is what you call the king of the B side. Now he the A side. Shout out to my dog, Johnnie Rice. What's going on, big dog? How you feel?
Oh man, I'm feeling great, feeling lovely, feeling happy. A constant pursuit of happiness. How's everything going?
Man, it's going good, man. And also, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
On after the fight, man. You said you was looking for a baby mom. Now you got a wife. So congratulations on that, man.
Man, I had to sign over half of all my future money, but you know, you got to know what's priceless and what has a price. And you can lose $1 million and get $1 million back. But you know, the experiences of, you know, being a father, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, obviously, God's will, that's priceless. You feel me?
Most definitely. So you gotta tell us that moment when you upset the apple cart, you know what I mean, and you took over the world for a couple of days. What was that moment like, man? I know it was crazy.
Like I said, it was priceless. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely something I can never forget. You know, I had nothing to do with the way things were set up. I could definitely just feel, you know what I mean? I'm talking about the night before the fight. I could feel like, you know, I believe in energy. You know, it's all around us. You flip a light on, all that good stuff. You know, you meet people that are good or bad. You kind of see it beforehand. But I could literally feel the energy being directed to me at a super high level. I had no clue what was going on. And then I realized I wasn't on Fox FS Sports 1. I was on mainstream Fox, you feel me? So it was like, yo, I couldn't even sleep the night before. But then, you know, getting into the ring, that was the scary part as well. I'm just like, you know, shoot, I've been sparring with Michael Hunter for the past 2 weeks. All I got to do is basically what I've been training to do. You know what I mean? I'm prepared. So, you know, we going through that in my head. Next thing you know, winning the fight, it was just insane. It was just like, yo, I have achieved growth. You know what I'm saying? I achieved, you know, elevation, like learn from my past experiences and apply that now the world could see me growing. You know, that's really what it was. It was about growth. And I was fighting with so many things, you know what I mean? So many things from my past, so many things for the future. You know what I mean? So it was just unreal. It was like a moment of, you know, enlightenment. It was like a moment of levitation, to be honest with you. It was just unreal, and it still is. And I try my best to pull from that moment to keep moving forward, you know, because we need more of it. You know, it's been so long ago. It's been over a year damn near.
So how important was it not to be Buster Douglas or the one and done, you know what I mean, the one hit wonder, you know what I'm saying? That how important was that in your preparation for that fight?
Oh, for the second fight, it was a lot harder. You know, I'm one of those people, you know, that I tend to get overconfident very fast. I mean, it could be the smallest thing, and now I'm like the next best thing since sliced bread. I don't know where that comes from. I remember some of my college coaches were talking about that. And most of the time, honestly, I was on the bench, but you couldn't tell me I wasn't like a future NBA player. So I don't know if it's like I don't know what kind of mindset I had most of my life or most of the time, but I was definitely setting myself up to be that one and done. Came in 15 pounds overweight, but that's why you got to surround yourself with great coaches and great people that can see you getting ready to be set up for your own downfall. So my coach, Rodney Chrysler, Bones Adams, they had me sparring extra to make up for what they could see where I was lacking, because my work ethic was still there, but I guess I wasn't working as hard enough, frequently enough. Was just full of myself. So they just made me spar. Okay, so you think you're so good? Spar, 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 spar. So most of that second fight was muscle memory. And if it wasn't for the great coaching staff I had and the people I was around, being at Bones Gym, I definitely would have lost that second fight because I wasn't where I needed to be physically when it came to the weight. Mentally, I was there. You know what I mean? Overconfident can take you a long way when you boxing. You know what I mean? As long as you don't let your guard down. But it was extremely important for me not to be that Buster Douglas, because I can't really deal with fat jokes. And I know that's what was coming. A ton of fat jokes.
Right. What made you think I can beat this motherfucker? The first fight. What made you say I can beat this motherfucker, man? I know I can beat this dude.
The biggest thing, okay, so when you're fighting, you have a million different thoughts going through your mind most of the time. At least I do. I'm a very cognizant person at times. So the sparring for me is mainly for helping me have the confidence to go into the boxing ring to execute. But I was happened to be sparring a guy like right before Michael Hunter, a guy named Patrick. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Big Samoan cat out of New Zealand. I don't know. I'm not going to try to butcher this man's last name. All right, Big Patrick, what we call him. And Patrick brings such an unreal level of pressure when you're fighting. And of course, I'm thinking Coffey's going to bring a ton of pressure. But the moment he didn't bring that level of intensity as Patrick, I was like, all right, this man might be in trouble. Still didn't think I could beat him yet, because you cannot ever get too comfortable in the ring. But a lot of times it's that iron sharpening iron. You got to carry that into the boxing ring with you, because your preparation, no matter what, is what's supposed to prevent you from a poor performance. That's what your preparation is supposed to do. Supposed to help you mentally as well as physically. So the moment he didn't bring that pressure like Big Patrick was doing, I was like, okay, let me go ahead and get to work. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of the preparation really that helped me in that fight, in both fights, like I said.
How important is your preparation?
It's extremely important. And preparation just doesn't start physically. We can go back to when I lost to Effie and Jock, but physically I was actually a lot more prepared than my mind thought I was. So I was still battling with a lot of doubt getting in that ring, because Effie can hit. He hits hard. He even hit me in sparring. Like, he don't notice, but he hit me in sparring with a left hook that he didn't even try to hit me with. And I was like, good God, this man is powerful. So in my head, I'm going into the ring like, yo, it's everybody watching this on ESPN and everything. And I'm like, man, I can't do this, can't do that. But I was actually more physically prepared than I realized. And I didn't realize until the fight was about over in like round 10. I'm like, yo, dang, man, so it's constant growth. That's why winning the first fight against Coffey was growth, like more belief in myself. And that's mental. How you prepare yourself mentally. You know what I mean? We all know that you got to prepare yourself mentally, because physically you could be the best or have the most potential. But if your mind ain't on top, your body ain't going to do nothing. So it was just, preparation is so important, both mentally and physically. I need people to understand that no matter what you're doing, boxing or not, you got to have that mental preparation as well, and that's extra always.
For sure. So after that first fight, what was the mindset? What was when the first happened? What was it like damn, I did it, or was it like back to the drawing board, or was it like you felt like you got lucky? What did you think?
Honestly, I wasn't even worried about the fight after that. I was like, well, I'm about to go start a family, because I didn't want to let my life slip past me. We could all pursue boxing and pursue, the things of this world, but you also got to make sure you got everything else with you. Like I said, there's a price and there's what's priceless. Like for me, the motivation was like, yo, I need an heir to my throne. Like, I don't have anything. Like, Even if I was a multi-billionaire, I still want, you know, a heir, male or female. I want a Johnnie Rice child. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was fighting for, really, and that's what I'm still fighting for. So that win only made me, like I said, it showed me the growth, showed me the elevation of myself. But my very next thought was like, yo, it's time to go get somebody pregnant for real. I just never told nobody that really for the first fight. But that's what it really was all about. You know what I'm saying? Being a better me and showing that I am worthy. You know what I mean? So that you know, in boxers, we walk around super confident, but we don't really, me, myself, I am more of a lover than a fighter. I have to prove myself that I'm worthy sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of why I fight, like to prove myself that I'm worthy of love, or prove myself that I'm worthy to be somebody. But this is the profession that chose me, and it affects me, you know, psychologically. And it's okay to know that and not know that before. So, you know, I got to keep winning. You know what I mean? That's what I got to do. I got to find a way to keep going.
For sure, for sure. Now, after the second fight, was it a weight lifted off your shoulders and it was like a sigh of relief, or was it party time?
Well, that was all relief. That was all relief because it was like, yo, I have really set myself up for failure without really realizing it. But I'm happy I moved to Vegas because once again, you're surrounded by so many experts in boxing. You know what I mean? So many people that you can respect. There's so many people that's been around boxing for years and years and years. So for me, it was a big sigh of relief because, you know, I tend to get in my own way. You know, I tend to struggle sometimes with self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I, I don't know what it is, but maybe I'm easily distracted. I don't know. But we was running around. Miami was not the right place for me to be at. Getting ready for no fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, trouble be finding Johnnie Rice, but I gotta surround myself and continue to surround myself with great people that protect me and make sure that I don't get out of hand. So it was a big sigh of relief. My mom gave me, like I said, that message before the fight. I never really answered phone calls from anybody when I'm about to fight. And like I said, she said, "This is a test of your endurance." So I went to that boxing ring thinking that, and of course I was like, "Yo, I'm ready to be tested for this endurance, and I'm gonna excel."
For sure, for sure. Now let's go to the beginning. The beginning stages from baby rice to becoming a man. I want to start from the beginning. What was the sports you loved growing up, and when did you get into boxing, and why did you get into boxing?
Well, you know, I touched on this a few times. I played baseball, starting out like most kids, you know, neighborhood baseball, basketball, like, you know what I'm saying, at the Boys and Girls Club. Then of course football, you know, you want to play a little football, you know what I mean? It's kind of what, you know, in high school, you know what I mean? I went to W.J. Keenan High School. Football was big. I should have played football and basketball. That's one of my biggest regrets. But I just played baseball and football. So I've always been an athlete. And I remember when I was younger, I knew I wanted to be an athlete. I always wanted to work with children, so maybe like a teacher or a child mentor or whatever would do. But that's what I wanted, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I was offered to go overseas after college to play basketball. I didn't play as much I wanted to in college, but you know the potential was still there. But I just didn't feel the right move for me was to go play overseas. I would start out like a minimum contract, like the lowest you probably could make per year over there somewhere. You know what I mean? But anyway, just, you know, I'm just grateful for visionaries, people that have ideas and they create and put them together. And there was a man, rest in peace, Michael King, who decided, hey, I want to bring boxing back to the heavyweight division in America. And he had this idea that, you know, all the American heavyweights, much like Deontay Wilder, was out there playing basketball, much like Dominic Brazil was out there being a quarterback. So he just had this vision that he was going to go and get athletes that didn't quite make it to that next level and bring them to boxing, all expenses paid. I was one of those guys, you know what I mean? I was actually pursuing football heavily. Might even play on the practice squad with Detroit. I had a great mentor in my life named Papa Hank or William Sipe, who was, you know, taking me to different tryouts, you know what I'm saying? And then I caught the attention of Michael King out in LA. So they brought me out here as an amateur to train and to be around other fighters. Like I met Evander Holyfield, you know what I mean? I had great coaches like that was just, you know, Tommy Brooks. I've met with a lot of those guys in LA. And then that's where they bring Charles Martin in, who became a heavyweight champion. So the man did live out his vision. Charles Martin became heavyweight champion. I'm still pursuing to be heavyweight champion. Dominic Brazil fought for the title twice as well. So, you know, it all comes from a vision, you know, and we got to have that vision to inspire others. We all, you know, your vision can help so many others, you know what I mean? And so I keep that in mind, that me being creative, me trying to create opportunities for myself can create opportunities for other people. And I'm a part of that, you know. Rest in peace, Michael King. So now we here.
So how old were you when you got into boxing?
I was like, I want to say 23 or 24. I kind of forget that age. It's either 23 or 24. I started as an amateur, and I think I went pro in like 2014. I'm not exactly sure. And yeah, it just came down to when it comes down to boxing. Like I said, when God gives you a chance at a new sport, you know, it's your job to seek the knowledge. Seek the knowledge on how boxing works, because no matter what, boxing is a business. You feel what I'm saying? You got to understand that business. And if you love boxing, you got to love the business side also. You got to love the yin and yang. You got to love both parts. You got to be smart about it. I unfortunately was allowing myself to just kind of go through boxing being misinformed and not constantly seeking knowledge. So, you know, I made mistakes, or I didn't train as hard as I needed to train, or, you know, I didn't know myself well enough to know what was most important to focus on. So it was all constant growth from, you know, from the bottom to where I am now. And now I'm looking to constantly apply what I learned. I don't need no steps back. You feel me? I need to keep moving forward, iron sharpen iron, and being in the right places I need to be to be successful.
What went into choosing your trainer?
I kind of let the trainer choose me a little bit. You know, it's kind of 50-50. I kind of choose the trainer, work the trainer, see how it works. I've been through a lot of different trainers, and also let the trainer choose me. You know, you kind of choose me by consistency. You know, I'm a hardworking guy, but also, like I said, I know that mentally I sometimes let myself get in my own way. So a real good coach for me really has to know how to encourage me, really has to know how to, you know, pull that fighter out of me. Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm more of a lover. I'm more of a nice guy. That's hard to be a fighter and be a nice guy. Believe you me, it's a ton of conflict that's created inside of you. You know what I mean, internally. So a trainer is really important from the mental aspect. I got to know I can depend on you. I got to know that first and foremost, you're not going to hit me with a lot of negativity. You know what I mean? That you're going to constantly build me up, even when I'm trying to kick myself while I'm down. You know, you're always uplifting towards me. You know what I mean? And that's one of the biggest things. Because, like I said, I've been through a lot of different trainers. Also, you very consistent. You know, all you want to do is be in the gym, just like all I need to do is be in the gym. But Vegas was the best place for that to be, because the people here, they're always around champions. So they know that in order to constantly create champions, you have to constantly be inside the gym. So the culture here is like, we in the gym. Even if we just sitting here for a little bit, we ain't out in the streets. We ain't running the town, pool parties and all that. We in the gym. So that's how it is. You know, it's a 50-50 thing. I choose you, you choose me. Can we help each other? Can you elevate me? Can you coach me? You know what I mean? Because I'm not easy to coach. I know that. I'm not easy to coach.
So now the trainer you have now, y'all back-to-back fights, back-to-back wins. How comfortable are you with going to that next step, that next level?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, we're trying to put the pressure on ourselves right now. You know, I haven't had a fight since January. I'm definitely looking at the hardest guys. That's what I'm trying my best to do. Like I said, Michael Coffey was undefeated. He was a superstar in my eyes. Like I said, first time I ever seen him on TV, I was at a casino gambling, playing craps. So I'm a hustler by heart. I'm gonna get to that money, you know, by any means necessary. But for me to see him on TV knocking out people while I'm sitting here playing craps before going to work, you know what I'm saying, at the casino, it's like, wow. Long story short, I'm trying to tell myself, like, look, your next fight's gonna be hard. It's gonna be extremely hard. We gotta start preparing for that now. Constantly preparing for the hard fights. Like, you don't think I look at Deontay Wilder and be like, good God, nobody on earth want to get hit by that right hand, period. It sends fear down my spine. But guess what? It's a possibility. I gotta face that. So we're trying to work on that now. We're trying to get me prepared now, because I don't need to be trying to get prepared the week of for that, because
Yeah,
you might see. But but you got to do that, because I'm not comfortable yet. I ain't gonna sit here and say I am. But my job is to take steps towards that. My job is to be in the gym trying to get to that level. You feel me? By being around other fighters, like I said, I did so much sparring recently, especially like helping Joe Joyce and Michael Hunter get ready for their July 2nd fights. Unfortunately, Michael Hunter fight was canceled with Hughie Fury, but Michael Hunter was insanely ready. Joe Joyce just won, I think, via fourth round
walk
knockout against Christian Hammer. So,
doing.
yeah, oh man, he's like that for real. Like in my honest opinion, people say that Joe Joyce gets hits a lot, but that might just be a skill. Like he might not even he don't care because you can't really hurt him, and you can't. I don't think you can hurt Joe Joyce. He kind of shakes it off and keeps going. So maybe he can take. Well, I'm gonna say it's a 90% chance he can take a Deontay Wilder right hand and just shake it off. This might just be his ability. I don't know. I call it like I see it. But yeah, he just, man, if you got that gift that nothing gonna hurt you, shit, use it, man. You know what I mean? Use what you have.
What was it like being in the ring with him as far as sparring?
You it's simple. You stand there, he's gonna eat you alive. He's gonna throw a million punches and take your head off. And I mean power punches too. So that's one thing I had to get used to. Like I've never really seen a guy, you see a guy load up to throw a power punch, right? It's usually just one punch, maybe even two. He loads up to throw a power punch, you're gonna get hit with like 4 or 5 of them, or he's gonna throw 4 or 5 of them. You don't have to be there to get hit. But I mean, that's just how he is. So, it helped me be more focused on moving my feet, be more focused on, running more, like, because no one wants to sit there and take a beating. So if you got to be in better shape, it's going to force you to get in better shape. But I mean, he is definitely, obviously, you can see he the Juggernaut. He live up to that name, period.
For sure. How hard would it be for you to go to the Bridgerweight?
Who?
The Bridgerweight. You heard about that?
Yeah, how the heck I'm gonna go Bridger weight? I'm like 280, 270. A lot of muscle, actually, more so than fat. But I still gotta drop this body fat. But still, I would never even think about Bridger weight.
Yeah. How do you feel about the weight class? Do you think it's something that should be or just heavyweight or nothing?
I mean, you gotta look at where the cruiserweight came from. I try to look at boxing history at times. Cruiserweight came about, uh, and it was a very exciting division. Like I said, Holyfield just dominated that division and moved on up to heavyweight. So if you want to put another Bridgerweight in there, especially with that weight class, those guys are a little bit smaller. They throw a lot more punches, and they're still big. You're going to get a lot of knockouts with a lot of fast-paced fighting. So I think it'll be a very exciting division, and that's really the best I could say about it. It's going to be a very exciting division. It's going to be more exciting than the cruiserweight, probably more exciting than heavyweight. You should expect knockouts because these guys are going to be, above 200 pounds and throwing fire. So it really would be a very exciting division. I mean, so if it works, it works. I'll watch it. I ain't gonna fight in it because I'm a heavyweight, true heavyweight, but I'll definitely watch it.
For sure. Let's talk about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You win the fight, you say, all right, fuck it, quit my job. I'm gonna focus solely on boxing, right? The type of mindset you gotta have to do that is betting on yourself to the utmost degree. How has it been since you quit the job? Do you feel like you're a way better boxer because of it, or do you think that you could still do both?
Oh man, that's a great question. I've been actually thinking about that for the past week. When I was working a job, I did have more structure. I had more of a sense of urgency when I went to the gym because I didn't have much time. I probably only had 3 hours or less. So I have allowed myself recently to explore other different training methods. So, which is going to take more time. So I could say I'm not where I want to be or where I expect to be, or maybe where people expect me to be yet, since I have stopped working that job, because for me, I'm like, yo, I should be training like full time. I should look like freaking like I should look like a freaking, super just great looking guy right now. By now, I've been boxing this whole time. Has not happened yet. I don't know. Maybe I got older and it's harder to lose fat. I feel like my body's still going super strong, super great, but I still don't have the look I want. So now I got to find a way to train a little harder. I do see my skills constantly increasing, but it's just not enough. You know what I mean? Like with all the time I've had, I don't feel like I've been using it as efficiently as possible until about the last month, where I've been, working with Joe Joyce and Michael Hunter, and of course, like, the likes of different guys like that. So it's now I'm trying to give myself more and more structure. I'm trying to set more goals to make me push harder, because I feel like it's crunch time. You know what I mean? Luis Ortiz is fighting Andy Ruiz in September. So it's like it's crunch time. Or, the Ali, the Demetrion guys fighting Adam Kalnatsky July 30th. I'm like, yo, they gonna call me soon. So it's like it's crunch time. So that's where I'm at right now. Like I've got all the kinks out. You feel me? So now it's
Yeah,
time to simply apply everything that I feel like I've learned now in it's crunch time.
for sure. Uh, what are your thoughts on a nutritionist?
I don't really need a nutritionist. You know what I'm saying? I don't know much about nutrition. Maybe I should meet with a nutritionist. It'll be my first meeting or experience. So, I'll meet with him. I know, like I said, Tyson Fury, I heard, hired a nutritionist and he got down to 260. I don't really know what the heck a nutritionist really is. Like, somebody going to tell me what to eat. What are they going to make my meal? I don't know. So maybe I do need to meet with him, because I am not knowledgeable in that area. I just be like, shoot, just eat, make sure your body feel right so that you can train or do all the complete your training like you want to. So that's kind of the mindset I've had. But I'm definitely open to meeting with a nutritionist to see what they have to say, because I'm not knowledgeable about a nutritionist.
Yeah, I think a nutritionist would be good for you. You get that body that you want. You know what I
I don't know what
mean?
they. I don't even know what they do. What are they gonna do? Just make me food and send it to me? What are they gonna do?
Well, so basically, they know. I mean, they know exactly what they like. They kind of study your body and stuff like that. They give you what you need to eat. They break it down. Sometimes they cook too. It's like sometimes they have a nutritionist to cook as well, where it's like they feed you a certain type of meal, and you get a certain type of meat. You know what I'm saying? At a certain type of times. You know what I mean? Because like how you ever watch? I know you watch Devin Haney stories, like the avocado and the oatmeal. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's because I be doing no carb diets. Like when I want to lose weight, I just do no carbs, like no carbs at all, and I lose like 10, 15 pounds. You know what I'm saying, in a week. So stuff like that, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Just different ways to lose weight, um, different things like that.
Right, right. I'm definitely for it. Right now, I'm kind of, I've been trying different diets as well, but like I said, just so much information out there for me to look at. It just kind of comes down to discipline. But like I said before, sometimes you got to get a, just like I got a boxing coach, I may have to get a nutritionist, which would be like a food coach. So,
Yeah,
but I've definitely been losing weight. I'm just not where I expect to be yet. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But I'm definitely getting there. Like I said, this past month, this past couple weeks, I've finally seen a whole lot of results. I just feel like I should have seen it a lot faster. So, I'm
Sure.
constantly evaluating myself, and now it's like I said, it's crunch time. I can't, you know.
Yeah. It's man, I'm trying to think of the name of it. Jay. As soon as I get it, I'm gonna send it to you because it's a few of the boxers that it's like they make meals for him and they send him the meals, I think. But Kenneth Sims, right? He said it changed his whole entire life. Like getting a nutritionist was the best thing that ever happened to him. Uh, he said I was like one of the best things. He said he said he hasn't felt that good ever. So
Hmm.
that's why I asked you that. Somebody asked that in the chat, so that's why I asked you.
Yeah, so that might be the next thought right now, or the next thing I look into for this week. Like I said, I try to set these weekly goals, and accomplish those weekly goals. So I'm gonna add that to the list.
For sure, man. How important is it? Do you think it is to be around so many champions in Vegas? What's the energy like?
I mean, well, it's extremely important. You know what I mean? Because they're champions. You know, they know when you become a champion, you have to listen, you have to learn, you have to grow to even become a champion. So being around so many world champions or being around so many world championship coaches, that energy is mainly like it's uplifting. You don't it's like doubt free. It's super confident. They're not, they're not putting anyone down. Like they don't walk around putting people down. They walk around trying their best to constantly elevate themselves. So that's gonna rub off on you. You know what I mean? You gonna try to elevate yourself. You're gonna see how they encourage themselves. You know what I mean? And so that's what rubs off on you, and that's what you grow to do. You grow to push yourself. That's the biggest thing I feel like champions do. They're constantly pushing themselves. Definitely not making any type of excuses. They're just finding a way to get more productive. So it's more the way they think that rubs off on me, because so many people are victims of self-doubt, self-sabotage. But true champions, they're only thinking, how do I get to be a better me? And you can feel it. How do I better myself? That you can feel what they're trying to do. They better themselves every step of the way.
When did you feel like you took boxing serious? Like super, like when you said, you know what, man, I gotta do this shit. I gotta like fuck doing it just because I can do it. You know, what was that moment? Was like, man, I gotta do this shit.
I mean, I've always taken boxing very serious. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of, you having to deal with other things, like obviously putting food on your table, uh, just little distractions, maybe friends, family. It just took me a longer time to get a lot of things in order, if that makes any sense. It just took me a longer time than I wanted for me to actually, understand what to worry about, what not to worry about, understand what's quality, what's quantity, what's important, what's not important. You know what I mean? Like, and if you constantly want to get better, your mind's gonna work to tell you what you need to do. And so when I came down to Las Vegas for a training camp, I realized, hey, this is where I need to be to take it to that next level. So it's been a slow process, but I've always taken it serious. You know what I mean? And a lot of, the setbacks is, like I said, it's from holding your own self back. So even though you take boxing serious, you still may find a way to be your own worst enemy, which is something you got to work on psychologically as well, which I am working on it constantly. So I've always taken it serious. It's been a slow process. Now I'm doing my best to increase the momentum I have now and increase the potential I have, and get more successful as fast as possible from my past experiences and learn and grow from that.
That's amazing, man. Because boxing is so mental. How do
Big
you
time.
keep the love of the game without like getting frustrated and wanting to give it up?
Well, of course, giving up is never in my mindset. You set a time where you're gonna walk away. So until then, you're like, hey, I'm all in. But to keep the love, I feel like the best way to do that is, watching channels like yours and, like I said, barbershop conversations, the different like new media channel boxing, I think that's what it's called. So I tend to watch you guys a lot. I watch the passion you guys have about talking about boxing, you know what I mean? So I'll sit there and watch that. I'll sit there and watch, I'll watch the 24/7s that I guess the Floyd Mayweather came up with. People do different videos on how fighters train. I watch that for inspiration. I watch that for motivation. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times what you hear, well, big time, what you hear does, get to your heart or get to your mind. So I try to make sure that I am, you know, doing my best to stay inspired by watching Devin Haney interviews or real Devin Haney TV or, as much as possible. You know what I mean? When I'm just, at home and everything's quiet, I'm watching a lot of you guys' interviews, Blue Blood Sports, all of these guys, you know what I mean? To keep that love, keep that motivation, keep that hunger triggered, because you guys will say something that will ignite something in me. You feel me? So
Yeah,
I reach for that. I hear it. All right, we're gonna go on that. So it's constant, like being inspired by others around you and others that are in boxing. That's how you keep the love.
for sure, for sure. Now there's a few games that we got to play. All right, we got to go through these games, man. And I'm gonna ask some people on to ask you some questions. But we got to go through these games real quick. So the first one is, if you had Al Heyman, Eddie Hearn, Bob Aaron money, I need 5 fighters that you would want to promote.
What division we talking on? Can we stick in the heavyweight
All
only or what? Because I
all
like to stick on my top dogs. Whew. Shit, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with my favorite fighters right now. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney, definitely Michael Hunter. I feel like I would do my best to promote him because I mean, to be that talented, I'm still shocked every day that he's not super global. And I mean, yeah, he's global, but I mean super global. So definitely Michael Hunter because whoever handling him are getting better for sure. Because now I hear his name a whole lot. I know he got a new manager whose name is actually Mike too. So so he's definitely getting that global recognition now, but he should have been had it how good he is. So Michael Hunter, Devin Haney already doing his thing. So you know really, that'll be easy money right there because he's already heavily promoted. I'll be looking at Terrence Crawford, another super skilled guy that should be way more known. You know what I mean? So that's what's 3. Oh man. It'd have to be more so newer guys too, like a Skyler Lacey, big heavyweight, like 6'8". He's already, in my opinion, at that level. Watching him spar, watching him work, but no one knows about him yet. So you get him early, you got like super money. You know what I mean? And the last guy would be I don't know. Let me think for a second. Another kid named Dante. I don't know his last name. He actually sparred Devin Haney. He's about 135, 147. He's like 11-0 right now. You know what I mean? And he's super talented. Actually, I never since Caleb playing, I haven't really seen a white guy move and box like that. You know what I mean? And he probably has right now being so young and watching Caleb playing, he can go a little further if he get the right people around him. You know what I mean? So those would be the guys. And you know, 2 of the guys are at my gym. So, you know, they're actually, you know, pretty well off. But definitely the Michael Hunter and Terrence Crawford. They should be known a whole lot more, I feel like.
All right. So now we're gonna do you could do a fantasy fight. You could do a fight. You could do 2 fighters from here right now. You could do 2 fighters from way back then, or you could do 2 fighters from here versus a fighter from right now versus a fighter back then. Right? You got your co-main, your opening bout, and your main event. Give me your 3 fights.
Okay, well, you know, first of all, when it comes to the past, I like to leave the past alone. They paved the way for us now, so I let them live in their glory. Uh, but right now, obviously, we already got the one fight made: Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. I mean, everyone want to see that. I know I want to see that. And yeah, it's definitely a 50-50 fight. I mean, it's like both undefeated, both ready to go. But fancy fight right now. Right now, I have to say Joe Joyce versus Deontay Wilder for sure. I want to see that. You know what I mean? His right hand versus the Juggernaut. It was coming forward. Obviously, Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? I definitely want to see that, you know. And then you got Michael Hunter, but who would I want to see him fight? It'd have to be somebody at the top because that's really all I want to see. He's already fought Usyk, who's currently his only loss, and the guy that is a unified champion going to rematch Anthony Joshua. So I don't know who would be that other guy. I guess Michael Hunter versus Andy Ruiz Jr. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I
Okay.
would love to see that. Yeah.
Now this is called versus. Now you gotta pick. There ain't no boths, and you can't leave the past in the past this time. You
Okay.
gotta make that choice. Now this is gonna be a hard one. It's gonna start off like dang.
That is damn. Oh man. That's tough. Oh man. I mean, it could be a draw. In their prime though. In their prime,
Prime for
it could
prime.
be a draw for sure. It could be a draw. That could be a draw. Because in their prime, they wasn't playing no game. Hell, Roy Law only came because he tried to do all that, go up and wait and come back down. Obviously, my man Andre Ward ain't losing periods since he was like a little adolescent. So yeah, but you got to draw for a reason, right? I gotta call that a draw.
All right,
I have to.
let's go here with it.
Ooh, I gotta go with Floyd only because of the back information that Floyd was learning a lot from Pernell Whitaker early. You see what I'm saying? So by the time Floyd grows up, he's gonna know all Pernell Whitaker's tricks, and that's just something I know. Like that's who used to beat him up all the time. I heard when they were young, when he was young, he came up really like sparring Pernell Whitaker. So I gotta go with Floyd. You know what I mean?
All right, now we're gonna go. Let's go to some heavyweights.
Let's get it. I gotta go Lennox Lewis. Because at that time, Big George was just relying on his power, and Lennox Lewis is a very obviously skilled fighter who thinks and trains, and very calculated, and again very skilled. I got to go with Lennox Lewis easy. Oh man, then that's real tough right there. But I'm gonna have to go with Muhammad Ali. Absolutely. I mean, he'll be, in my opinion, he ain't knocking no Riddick Bowe out, but he'll be too fast and too skilled because he ain't gonna stand there and trade like Evander Holyfield did with the first Riddick Bowe versus Holyfield. He gonna be too skilled, too fast, and that's what I'm gonna have to give it to him. But I don't think he'll knock no Bowe out. It'll still be close, but Muhammad Ali for sure. I mean, that was for sure. That's a tough one. You know what I mean? Sugar Ray Leonard beat Floyd Mayweather's daddy. So maybe Sugar Ray Leonard knows the Floyd Mayweather formula. But of course, Floyd got better than his daddy, so I got to call that a draw as well. I got to call that one a draw. But unless Sugar Ray Leonard don't come up to the fight being Sugar Ray Leonard, which is he lost to Roberto Duran in his prime, so I got to go with Floyd Mayweather because of that. Sugar Ray Leonard himself said he looked in that mirror, he ain't see Sugar Ray. He said he ain't see Sugar Ray, and that's how he lost to Roberto Duran. So Floyd gonna be Floyd, period. So I gotta go with Floyd because of that. No disrespect to Sugar Ray Leonard, but that's just from his own interview.
I'm gonna throw this is just a wild card, and then we're gonna go to the last but not least. But this is the wild card right quick before we go to the last but not least.
That Oliver McCall, right?
That's I could be
No. Oh, that's Igba, the big Nigerian dude.
Yeah.
I'm still going with Lennox because of the skill factor. But then again, if he do get caught one of them big haymakers, he going down like Oliver McCall did do. If there was a rematch, Lennox Lewis, the first fight, I got to give it to the big Nigerian dude.
All right.
Because I know Lennox going to win the rematch, but if that big boy land that big haymaker, like he is, that man strong. I actually gonna start watching him tonight. See what I mean? Y'all be igniting that inside of me. I'm gonna get back to studying him because he was extremely talented, extremely strong, and unfortunately, out of the ring issues ended his career. So I will definitely be watching him this week. Thank you for that. You know what I mean? They go to inspiration right there. You feel me? Abachi, right? It's Ike Abachi. That's his name.
Yeah, I could be a Buche, something like that.
Yeah. See, I be studying, man.
Now this is gonna be a hard one.
Okay.
Okay. The motor on this dude. Can this guy out motor this motor with his skill?
I mean, we got to go Roy Jones Jr. because of the Sugar Ray Leonard fight. That's why I'm basing it on that. I would go Roy Jones Jr. because Sugar Ray Leonard fight was very controversial. Sugar Ray, may have turned a few judges into a fan, but man, the way the Sugar Ray was moving and setting them up, and even himself said, Marvelous was a little too easy to hit. We know how explosive, fast, and dynamic Roy Jones Jr. is, so I got to go with Roy Jones Jr. on that one for sure.
For sure. Now this segment is called better performance. So basically, we pick a couple fights, and then we say like which was the better performance.
Okay.
I gotta. Next time you come on, I'm gonna have an updated version.
Okay.
But we're gonna kick it off like this.
Oh, better performance. I'm gonna go with Mayweather versus Gotti. It was just more him trying to prove himself. Like he was taking it right to the man. You feel me? Although, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was more fan friendly, more fun. I mean, boxing performance wise, if you want to just talk about boxing, Floyd did way better with Corrales because he barely got touched and he set Corrales up for different things. Rest in peace. But I purely enjoyed the Arturo Gotti fight. It was definitely for the fans and for the boxing lovers. So I got to go with that being a better performance because of that. It appeased both fans and boxing. I actually haven't really watched those fights. I just know that Bernard Hopkins hurt Oscar with a body shot, which is something I'm working on. Y'all hear me, heavyweights out there. I'm working on body shots. Do your sit-ups. I'm doing my sit-ups. I don't know who the second fight is. Oh,
Okay.
Hopkins and Trinidad. I didn't really watch that fight. It was kind of boring to me.
You gotta go back and watch that joint.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it for the technical stuff. But yeah, we working on body shots over here. Believe that.
Bang.
We talking about Duran 1 or 2?
Both.
Man, I mean, well, we all know. I like the Hagler Hearns, but like most people do. But Sugar Ray Leonard showed a ton of growth. Like I said, the Sugar Ray Leonard that showed up the first one wasn't the quote unquote real Sugar Ray, according to his words. But the Sugar Ray that showed up the second time was a lot better. But Duran wasn't the same, man. When he showed up, he was rushing to that fight. So we're gonna give it straight to Hagler Hearns because that was straight up out the mud right there.
Okay. Real quick, give me 2 seconds. I gotta see what I got in here because I know I got something in here that you're gonna like. So I gotta let me get to my archives. You know what I'm saying? I think I got a little something. Let me see. Yeah, I thought I had it. I thought I had something because it was. I know I had a. Damn. Yeah, I gotta redo that. I gotta redo it because it was a couple that I had that I know you would have loved to pick from.
For sure. It's a fun game, you know what I mean?
Damn. You know how I be having so many pictures, deleting shit and
Right.
adding shit. Damn. I knew I should have added it earlier. Fuck. Damn. Damn. I had to update it. Okay, that was the Oscar De La Hoya joint. We'll go here just I didn't update it, but we'll go here right quick.
So I didn't see the Barrios fight, but I did see, of course, Leo Santa Cruz fight. Uh, I mean, he was actually, the fight was real good. We all know that, after once Tank has you figured out and broken down, he's gonna set up that power shot, and if it lands, you in big trouble. So I did really like that fight. Leo Santa Cruz is a great boxer though, but I mean, I'm gonna go with the fight I did see and see a lot of. So the Tank versus Leo Santa Cruz for sure.
All right, we're gonna add on Viva la Mexico. My boy Mex, we're gonna add my boy Mex on. Mex, what's going on, dog?
Yo, what's poppin'?
What's happening, Max?
It's good. How's it going, bro?
I was going pretty good, just enjoying the weekend, laying low. You know what I mean? I ain't hit no pool parties this weekend. I was actually, just laying low, chilling. Nothing too crazy.
That swimming will get you in shape though. Full body
Well,
workout.
I do swim at LVAC, so I do swim. I have been swimming more and more lately, and that's really helped me out so far.
Answer this question for us, Jay. How has marriage changed you as a boxer?
I can't really say currently because unfortunately, my wife is still in Ethiopia. You know what I mean? Which, like I said, for me, marriage is what it is. You can believe what you want about it, but it is government based. You know, as much as I do wish she was here, coming in from Africa with immigration and all that, you have to have paperwork done. You know what I mean? They don't care about none of that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So she definitely is motivational. We do talk every day on Facebook, FaceTime. So uh, you know, so it's I can't really say how marriage life has been. I hate coming home alone. I know that. I really do. So I didn't realize how much I hated sleeping alone. You know what I mean? I could do it for only for so long, you feel me?
Most definitely, most definitely. Go ahead, Max. Ask you some questions, man.
Nah, I had a couple questions. I mean, just be completely honest, I was kind of unfamiliar with you up until those coffee fights.
Right.
You know, the first one they tried to say was a fluke, and then as a man, you ran that shit back and showed them it wasn't a fluke. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit like I always respect a good story when it comes to athletes. You know, because you don't really hear a lot of it. Now, based on that momentum you had, do you feel like you kind of lost a little momentum? Because I haven't really heard your name get brought up in circles, and I feel like you had a lot of momentum after those two fights.
Well, like I said, I mean, people are only gonna really know or look at you for what you've done recently. It has not been recent. Like I said, that happened January 1st. So, it's up to me to keep my name out there. I don't want to do no shenanigans. I'm not no attention guy that go chasing it and none of that. But I gotta stay relevant or just be ready for that next big opportunity, which I'm gonna do both. But like I said, I mean, Luis Ortiz has not fought since January. Now he's fighting in September on the Al Heyman card or whatever. Which obviously I was like, oh, it's gonna be some heavyweight action on that undercard, but it was nothing but the lighter fighters. So I'm like, okay, again, boxing's a business. I kind of see, that's what it is. Usually when like I said, I fought on Luis Ortiz's undercard. Then you got Adam Kalinowski versus, the Ali guy. Super big fight. I guess it's just the only heavyweight fight in July 30th, and that's in New York, where you got the Polish crowd and the Turkish crowd. Like I said, so I got to find a way while I'm still continuing to increase my skills and get better to somehow get my name out there for the people that want to see me. That's going to be on me. You know what I mean? But I got to keep building my momentum. And like I was telling earlier, that I used it to build my momentum and keep my inspiration going. I listen to guys like you. I listen to when you tell me a fighter I need to watch, whether it's an old fighter or a new fighter, to keep that love and that fire hot.
Yeah. Another question I was asking, you say you train with George Joyce. Like, he's one of those guys where, like, when you look at him, you're like, how the fuck does he keep? He don't look like he's fast. He don't look like special in a sense, like a lot of people say. But he keeps winning. I know he has great pedigree. How is he to train with in the gym?
He does look special, man. He like 6'7".
He big as hell, dog.
Big as hell. No body fat, really. If you look at his legs, they like all muscle. I'm like, how special do you want him to look? Got the tight arms. I'm like, even got a couple battle scars on his face. I don't know where those come from, but he does look special to me. I don't know what you consider special.
I mean, like more like I would say like other than because he be knocking dudes out, like that's off top, right? We see it, but I'm saying until that knockout happens, his highlight reel. You know what I mean? You got guys that are a little more flashy.
So you don't look special in the ring like as a fighter. Okay, yeah, but
he gets it done.
He gonna hit you. Like I said, boxing is hit and don't get hit. He kind of just, man, he like, fuck it, you can hit me, it ain't gonna hurt me, so I'm gonna just keep hitting you. That's kind of what makes him very special. Like, his defense has gotten a lot better. I can't say that. So I know that he's been working on his defense. I just feel like he's just so confident in his ability to just steamroll you that until you make him be defensive, you're not going to get a defensive fighter. So no one's been able to bring that out of him yet. But when you saw him fight Daniel Dubois, he was a lot more skillful in that fight. He literally stayed behind the jab the whole time and literally beat the guy with a strong, powerful jab. He did take a few punches. He didn't take a lot at all. but he did take a few, but worked the jab. So that goes to show you that he just hasn't had a fighter bring out the other skills and ability that he has. He just relying on his gifts right now, which is something a lot of us need to do. Rely on our gifts. You see what Deontay did, you know, he relied on that right hand, like you said. Sure, he did elevate himself continuously, and we can see that evident, but we're just talking about relying on your gifts, and that's what I think everyone needs to do. Know what your gifts are, rely on them until it's time to get more.
Yeah, I feel like after that Dubois fight, once again, kind of in your situation, he had a lot of momentum because Dubois was supposed to be that next big hitter, and he just broke his orbital, dismantled him, made him quit. And then the next dude he fought was kind of like, who?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we trying to get in that upper echelon of them top 10, you know, names.
Mex, you got to think about it. It's a business, right? They're not going to feed him somebody like that. You know what I mean? Because he's supposed to fight Joseph Parker. And the zone was like, nigga, we ain't give you this fight. Are you crazy? You ain't signed with us. You know, so that's where it comes from, though. People don't understand that it's so hard to make a fight happen. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many layers to the business of boxing. It's not like he don't want to fight these guys, but these guys got to want to fight him or the management or whoever, you know?
That's the truth, man. Unless you just pull a Devin Haney and, like, take a significant pay cut and just be like, well, whatever y'all want, you know, I'll fight for $50, damn near, you know, but and then take all the belts. Now you got all the power, but that's such a freaking risk that most guys ain't gonna do that. But in that risk reward state, it was a huge reward that was bigger than the risk, in my opinion. Undisputed, first in 30 years, that risk reward ratio did level out. But like was said, you go for a Joe Joyce Joseph Parker, it's a lot of risk, not as much as reward. So they got to build that even more. And you know, Joe Joyce did what he was supposed to do, and that's go and show that, hey, he was a juggernaut. When Christian Hammer did a good job, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Nice. Now, I see you mentioned your boy Michael Hunter and everything, and dudes you train with.
Man, Michael Hunter was ready.
In the situation you're in, would you ever take that fight to elevate yourself as friends, or was that someone that you're not?
Man, listen, you know, it's certain people I would not touch. I would have to fight Michael Hunter under one condition. He had a world title. I can't say no to that. Anything else, you ain't got to worry about me fighting him. But we all want to get to that top level, and it's only for the top spot that I would go against him. You know what I mean? And that's just me being a real boxer and being real. But other than that, I am doing my utmost best to learn everything I can from him. You know what I mean? Watching him, studying him. A lot of the stuff he do is just gifted, to be honest with you. But I still study it, and I'm like, okay, that I wouldn't do that in boxing. He just kind of relying on a gift he has that came from his dad or his long boxing lineage. I'm okay with that because I do believe in fundamentals first and foremost. So that's what I tend to focus on more. Fundamental. And I'm always go with fundamentals first, you know what I mean? But other than that, damn, anybody else can get it at this point. You know, they didn't starve me out long enough.
I like that.
Get back to the streets, get back to hustling. I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? It's been since January 1st. Hey, like I said, I'm supposed to get a nutritionist. I might have to get a financial manager because you know me, I'm gonna spend it, baby. I don't care. I'm gonna spend it. It is what it is. I'm at least try to buy something essential. Like I said, I did spend a lot of money on my wedding. So at least I can look back and be like, man, at least you did that. But yo, I'm gonna spend it. You know what I'm saying? Next fight is a house. You feel me? We're gonna spend that thing though. Cause I know I'm gonna keep making it some way or another. In the streets or in the ring, I'm gonna get to it. It's gonna be all legal though, y'all. I'm a good guy. I can't be a bad guy. All legal. I'm back to them craps tables. You feel me? In my head, they call me hot hands. You feel me?
I like that. I like that energy. It's been since January. Has there been fights offered that you turned down maybe because they're not that big of a name, or are you the type like, hey, if you give it to me, it's a check, I'll take it. Let's get it.
Well, again, we talking about business, and like I said, Al Heyman and PBC which I have never talked directly to Al Heyman, but I see the operation he got going. He got people that'll talk to me. At the end of the day, I'm under contract with them for a certain amount of money every time I fight, or at least my next fight. So at this point, it's like, yeah, man, anybody y'all want me to fight? Yo, I'm coming to win. That's a fact, because I can't do that losing bullshit. I'm coming to win, period. I'm winning is the only thing on my mind, but I need that check, man. I don't care who it is, man. Obviously, aside from Michael Hunter, who's not with PBC, who's obviously doing his thing with Sky Sports. But anybody else, man, look, I love y'all, but we got to get it on, man. You feel me? It's a few day ones out there, but look, I can't. They starving Johnnie Rice right now, and I need to spend more money. You feel me?
So, so we set the film, the documentary called The B-Side, and man, I can't wait to start recording that. But I'll be in Vegas August 13th for the Teofimo Lopez fight. So,
I'm not sure if I'll be here. I did get word that they're interested in me sparring Alexander Usyk in Dubai to help him get ready for Anthony Joshua. Obviously, that fight is August the 20th. So I'm not sure if I'll be here, but if I'm here, man, we're gonna definitely connect.
I hope you ain't.
Yeah.
In October, man. I hope you ain't.
We're gonna definitely connect. But they might fly me back by then if I was to go, because if the fight is October 20th, they should be in London, or they should be in Saudi Arabia, which is right by Dubai. They should be there. Maybe I'll be flown back by then, so maybe I'll get the best of both,
August 13th.
Sparring and working with you.
No, I'm here out there August 13th.
Yeah, so I mean I could be back by then, is what I'm saying, if I actually go.
I thought you was going in August.
Nah, they trying to get me there immediately because the fight is August the 20th.
Oh, okay.
So they're trying to get me there immediately. I thought I was gonna go July 2nd, but they told me, hey, it's a possibility you come, possibility you not. I don't know. I just know my passport is ready. You feel me? I'm ready.
I pray to God you get that fucking that call, man, that opportunity.
Oh yeah,
that'll be great.
Great. That's gonna be fucking great, man.
And then from Dubai, I'm gonna shoot to Ethiopia. You feel me? That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna mix the business and pleasure always. So then I at least get to see my wife over there, because governmentally wise, I got my passport, U.S. passport. So we're gonna be able to get up in there. Other than that, it is what it is. So that's how things gonna have to work out.
Yeah, that's praying. I pray to God, boy, please, sweet baby Jesus, let my boy get over there, man.
Yeah, I'll be ready.
Get that bag, man. Here's a question I gotta ask every fighter that comes on here, man. Is the big elephant in the room that I don't think enough fighters or promoters talk about when it comes down to PEDs and drug testing in this sport. Is that something that you look for in your contract for fights? Are you someone that says I don't care what they use, don't beat their ass anyway, or how are you feeling about that whole subject matter?
I mean, I do care if a guy is taking performance enhancement drugs. Obviously, your mind is so powerful. I would definitely prefer not to know. But if you I'm so happy for guys like VADA and, in the drug testing agencies to keep the fights as fair as possible, because you do find out these guys are on it, you know what I mean? And then they can stop the fight or whatever. But I know when I first beat Coffee the first time, man, they took my blood right after. They took my pee right after. They took everything to make sure that this dude wasn't here doing all kinds of stuff. I'm like, I ain't never had no one take my blood. I'm like, shoot, man. So I'm happy for the people that try to keep boxing as fair as possible. You know what I mean? Because we all know people trying to pull tricks left and right throughout the boxing history. And it's sad. It's dangerous. It's awful that people turn to that stuff. You know what I mean? Like keep the sport pure as possible. It's a very dangerous sport. You know what I mean? So I'm always support keeping things clean, keeping things fair. You got issues with gloves. You got issues with all kind of things. Let's try to keep things fair as possible and keep things rolling. You know what I mean? Keep the sport beautiful. That's what I'm all about.
And is that something that the promoter dictates, or as you as a fighter can say, hey, every fight I have, I want this, or
At my level, it's gonna definitely be the promoter. We all know Floyd was real big in having all the people tested, but he was the face of boxing. He was the biggest thing in boxing. He could do that. It's mainly the promoter. You gotta hopefully, you gotta have a promoter you trust as best you can. But it's definitely mainly the promoter, especially for these young fighters and fighters that are up and coming. So promoters got to keep things clean. I mean, they're the ones that make the money first. You feel me? They're the ones putting up the money, so they really know what's going on.
Yeah, and you don't have to throw no names out there because we ain't trying to bag nobody. But do you think you've ever fought someone?
No, I don't believe I've ever fought someone on anything. I really don't. No, I really don't. You know what I mean? But I haven't fought no super big fights. You know what I mean? For that even come up or for the case. But I do feel like when you do fight those big super fights, it will be found out. You know what I mean? And we all know with the whole Anthony Joshua, they know that they're gonna test anybody he fights because he is the biggest thing in boxing or at that time, or one of the biggest things in boxing. So they're gonna try to, make sure that he's good and whoever he's fighting is good. You know what I mean? So I just hope to get big time so that they'll make sure I'm good, whoever I'm fighting is good at all times. You feel me?
For sure.
Sure.
My co-host, I don't know, he ain't able to make it, but he has a question that he always asks. Would you rather go for a title shot or the biggest payday ever?
Well, that's a good question. Right when I first beat Coffee, I was offered, the shot that everyone kind of bashes Michael Hunter about turning down when he was offered Philip Hergovic, right? That was for like a #1 spot or so that to me ain't no real title when they say, oh, you get the top spot, #1 contender. Give me the title where it's the real world title. I will take less money. You feel me? Period. Because that's the title. That's what we in the sport for. That's what I'm in the sport for. Don't tell me, oh, you're gonna be #1 contender or you're gonna be the mandatory. No, don't tell me that. I'm not here for that. We know how long mandatories take. Say, here is the title shot. You fighting this dude for this belt. Yeah, I'll take less money. Oh, I'll take the title over the biggest payday. But not that other BS. Not no mandatory slot for 60K. No, don't miss me with that. I want the title shot, that paycheck, that fight. Let's get it done. So yeah, I will take the title over the biggest payday.
Okay, for sure. True fighter. Now listen, I done had you on for an hour.
But it flew by.
Man, listen. Now you can stay on if you want to, but I know, you know what I mean. I don't know. I know you. An hour is a long time for
They call me Hot Hands, man. It's Sunday, baby. You know what I gotta go do, baby. Hey, they starved me in these streets, man. I'm about to call my old job. I gave them a month notice, so they ready to take me back. But look, they call me Hot Hands. I gotta put that thing together, baby. You feel me? So you know what I gotta get to it.
Hey, one of the biggest TikTok boxing stars there is, man. Johnnie Rice, man, salute to you for coming on the panel. Let everybody know where they can find you and when you're gonna have some merch for us, man.
Well, I got a lot more winning to do when it comes to merch, but trust me, I am wearing other people's merch. Who have you know what I mean? Like I said, I be wearing shirts all the time, man. So I ain't got no merch yet, but if y'all got the merch, send me a shirt. I'm gonna wear that. You know what I'm saying? For real. But you can follow me at Forever Johnnie Rice. On Twitter, it's the 4, Forever Johnnie Rice. On Instagram and TikTok, Forever spelled out. We got to be ourselves forever, but a better us. You know what I mean? Young and beautiful, baby, forever. You feel me? But just keep being a better version of you. That's the message right there.
You got to get some Hot Hands merch, man. You got to put some Hot Hands merch together.
Hey, Hot Hands, because that thing coming. That thing coming right now, man. I'm telling you. Hey, I'm in the casino. See, Las Vegas was built on losers. That's why these big old buildings so big and beautiful. You lose your money to keep building up. I don't come to lose, baby. I'm coming to pay my bills. $100 a day. I keep my job away. Look, I ain't asking for too much, Lord. I ain't greedy. You feel me? I just gotta stay above. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I sent my wife money in Ethiopia. $1 here is $60 there, so I don't need too much. Come on now. Shoot, let me get a little
Get it.
something. You feel me? Y'all need to visit Ethiopia though, for real. Addis Ababa, stay in a 5-star hotel, live like a king for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's safe, man.
Quick
Get
question.
over there, Capital Hotel, baby.
Before you go, I'm a terrible interviewer, man. Damn it. Where did you meet your wife?
I actually met her through a friend. You know, I learned my lesson, man. You know, in my adolescent days, I just used to lie a lot for no reason. Like I was one of those guys. I think it was mainly because I ain't felt like talking about certain things that much. So like if someone asked me a question, i.e. ex-girl, at the wrong time, I'm a lie. Because I don't feel like talking about it. You ask me at the right time, you're gonna get a full conversation. You feel me? So I learned my lesson. Just, you know, I'm always be transparent. I'm always just be straight up. I don't care if I sound silly. I don't care what you think about me. I gave you the truth, so I'ma judge me on that. So I be walking around, people asking me like, oh, you know, how you ain't got a girl? Like, what's wrong with you? Know, people like, you know, you 35, you 34, you ain't got a family, all that, you ain't got a girl, nothing. I'm like, well, at this point, you know, I made mistakes already. At this point, I'm like, well, you know, I honestly, I ain't no good boyfriend. I'm a good baby daddy. Like, I know I'm gonna be a good dad. Like, I know that. I love kids. Kids love me. Random kids is weird. Like, they just like they just love me. You know what I mean? Which is cool. I protect people. I protect children. Like, I in front of a car to, you know, stop a hitting child. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'll be a good dad. You feel me? So one lady kind of asking me about, you know, why you ain't got this? Why I said, yo, I'm just a baby. I'm a baby's father. Like, that's what I'm looking for. And so she was just kind of like, well, you know, you can marry my cousin. Oh, my cousin will have your baby, but she lives in Ethiopia. Because in Vegas, you got a community of a lot of mixed cultures, Ethiopian people, you know what I'm saying, Latina people, African American people, white people. It's a big mix. Everybody trying to, just grow as a community. So I said, yeah, for sure. Because I didn't try it already with a few girls. They were just like, nah, we can just have fun. I don't want to be no mother. I'm like, man, we're gonna chase money till you're 90, 95. It don't matter. But you can't always be a parent or chase your kids around. I'm 35. Like, that's what you learn, what's priceless. Age is priceless. You can't go back in time. Because I wish I'd have my kids like 25, 27. At least, you know, I had a lot of energy. You feel me? But I ain't trying to be no dad at 60. Everybody say, you can have kids when you I'm like, I want to be 60 years old. Anyway, not everybody got that same desire. So she was like, yeah, you can marry my cousin. Oh, you can have my cousin have your baby, but you got to bring her here and marry her. I said, say less. Let me talk to her. Obviously, we got along very well. She's very pretty. We got along talking on, FaceTime. You know, I got the Al Heyman money. I said, man, I'm about to plug up. You feel me? You feel me? Flights, baby, all night, baby. I'll pull up. Long story short, she's like, you can't touch me till you marry me. Cause I'm like, dang, it's like that, say less. You know what I'm saying? Set it up. I'll pay that. You feel me? So it was just like, but it worked out very well. I really love her a lot. We have a lot of fun, and that's pretty much how it happened, man. Life gonna move fast. You gotta move with it or get left behind. I gotta move fast. You feel me? I can't get left behind. So that's what happened.
Man, shout out to my dog, Rice, man. Mr. Hot Hands himself, man. Make sure y'all go follow Johnnie Rice, Forever Johnnie Rice on Instagram, Twitter. Make sure y'all keep in contact with him, man. He's a hell of a guy, great guy, a friend of the program.
Yeah, right.
And
with it.
We're gonna have one of the best documentaries the world has ever seen because my brother's a transparent individual, and I appreciate one part of the project, man. Thank you.
I ain't lying no more. You feel me? We having babies over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good dad. Out about, hey, you know that viral video with the kid? Out about all the kids, McDonald's. You feel me? No question. Hey, no question. You know what I'm saying? I'll pull up. They all mine. You feel me?
Hey, your wallet, your choice, bro. Your wallet, your choice.
My wallet, my choice. We got them shirts dropping soon.
All right, I'm with it. Let's get it.
All right, Jay, we'll holler at you.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
So, big guy.
So, man, listen, man. Me and Max, we heading out. We probably gonna go live in about an hour or so.
I'm gonna work. I ain't gonna be off till 10-11.
Oh, damn.
Hey, I'm working like you, Kyle. I'm trying to get it like you, man. Trying to give me a little chain. Nah.
He said he done with performances, huh?
Nah, I mean, multiple streams of income, maybe. You know how it is.
For sure. Well, listen, man, another one like the other one, same soup, reheated. I appreciate everybody for coming in and getting into the comments and viewing the interview with Johnnie Rice, man. I appreciate y'all. Listen, Tuesday, though. Tuesday, you can't go to work on Tuesday, Max.
You know, I'm actually, this Tuesday? I don't know if I'm off this Tuesday.
You can't go to work Tuesday. Listen,
what?
We got Derek from Top Rank. We got Albert Bell, Coach Cunningham. Who am I missing?
On the same day?
All on the same day, bro.
Damn.
I gotta get my calendar. So listen,
I'll put in that work, what?
So we got Prince Albert Bell, Derek from Top Rank, and then Coach Cunningham on the same day. And then Wednesday we got Jermaine Ortiz, the one that beat Jamel Herring.
Okay. I'm interested in that Derek at Top Rank, man, because that's a guy right there. That's a hell of a guy right there to get an interview with. So I hope you got some good questions. You better write them bitches down, Kyle. You better make that one a good one.
I'm gonna go holler at Fred.
Yeah. You're gonna have to start writing some good questions down so you don't forget in the middle and then think about it later. Like, should I ask that? Like, you just come up with a good one, put in a note every time.
Most definitely. I gotta figure out what I'm about to eat, man.
I feel that shit, man. This work schedule been fucking up my fasting schedule, man, because I don't get off till hella late. I've been trying to eat tacos like 10, 11 at night, man. I'm not even supposed to be eating that late, so I get back right.
I think I'm gonna eat me some bacon, man. I'm gonna eat me an impossible sandwich that they got that I want. You gotta have you gotta get bacon on it.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Fuck that. Eat that bacon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Brandon Washington, some other people might be too happy with you on eating that bacon, but it's good.
I'm trying not to eat red meat a lot though, for real. But
yeah, I've been slowing down a lot more chicken and fish, chicken and salmon on my plate. But I still need a good steak and a good burger every now and then, some bison. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, most definitely. Well, we're gonna head out, man. Max, I always appreciate you coming in and taking your time out. DJ will be live tonight. I won't. DJ will be live tonight.
I'm gonna tap in as soon as all the customers out the bar. I'm tapping in, man. So or on my way home, whatever. So
and Max Holloway got his ass whooped, man. That
was oh man.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that tonight on the boxing section. Salute to DJ for always holding it down, man. We appreciate y'all for coming through. In the words of the great philosopher Lil E, I want y'all to breathe air and live life. You know it's always the true players. Me, thank y'all for breaking bread with me. And with that, me and Max are out.
Adios.
At the roots, he let the beats build, bitch, and we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it G. Always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me. No.